great if you get recognized in one of these categories. It's almost like 75% of the responsibility in taking full advantage of this is on you as the small business owner, okay?
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to the S.O.B Marketing Podcast, where we celebrate the S.O.B that you are, and if you haven't figured it out yet, we mean small-owned business. We don't mean S.O.B.
Listen, we know that as a small business owner, you are working hard on the daily to keep your business fully operational while trying to promote it. And while some days it may feel like the business is owning you, if we're being honest with each other, I bet you would admit that you wouldn't give up the insanity for anything.
Our commitment here at the S.O.B Marketing Podcast is to give you the real talk, what works when it comes to advertising, marketing, promoting your business, and then what doesn't really work.
And Chelsea and I promise to always keep the conversation real.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the S.O.B Marketing Podcast. S.O.B as in small-owned business. We would never call you guys names. Before we get started, just a heads up, we do something a little different here. We have a TLDL section. Too long, didn't listen. So if you are strapped for time, we totally get that. Go to that chapter and Vivian or I will summarize this entire episode. But when you get the chance, go back and listen to this entire episode because this is going to be a good one. And make sure you follow us if you're not following. Follow or subscribe, whatever it is on whichever platform you're on. Vivian, what are we talking about today?
All right, so today's discussion is going to be centered around something I know every one of you small business owners loves and every marketer kind of despises, okay? It is these best of recognitions. You guys know which ones I'm talking about, the ones where the local newspaper contacts you and says, hey, by the way, you're in the running to be best of, spa, best restaurant. Today, we're going to dive deep into what these recognitions, the purpose of them, and then also just kind of, our beef. I don't want to say we got a whole lot of it. We got a little bit of beef with them, and what you can be doing just to take full advantage if you are participating. Okay?
Yes. So, Vivian, our marketing hot take for this episode. You know me, I always bring the hot take. I personally, and this is my personal opinion, y'all, okay? My professional opinion.
No, remember, it's your personal,
not humble
opinion,
but right opinion. I feel like best of awards are most useful for service-based businesses. So because when you're looking for like a spa, I feel like you care a little more that they have accolades. But if you're like shopping for a dress or something like that, even if you're shopping small, which we should all be shopping small, y'all. But if you're looking for like a product, I feel like that's not as significant because you're not having an experience,
Interesting take. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that because I will say, let's take a business like a boutique. A award like this, the Best of Award, could help them stand out amongst competing boutiques in the area. So I don't necessarily think that it's better or it works best with a service-based business. I think it could help to just shine a light on all businesses, whether they're product or service-based.
Fine. So y'all tell us in the comment section, are you team service or I guess team product or not team product, team business.
Yes.
Business overall or team service.
So team service is going to be, you agree with Chelsea and you think that these best of recognitions are more important if you're a service-based business or work better for service-based businesses because they're going through that experience.
Yeah.
Or if you're with me and just think that it helps all businesses. Yeah.
Okay.
To give you guys a little roadmap of how the discussion is going to be laid out today, we're going to cover three main things. We're going to cover the appeal of these Best of Recognition awards. then talk about whether or not they actually drive sales or business to your business, and then the reality of it. Okay. So these are just key points that we want to make so that we have a fledged, a full fledged
Full-fledged, yeah.
discussion around the topic.
Haven't we had this discussion where you say flush and I say flesh?
I think so, but I'm
Yeah.
almost certain flesh is not correct.
Flesh is correct. Flesh out a conversation. I'm right. Anyways, let's start with appeal. Why are best of awards appealing? They can be helpful with increasing visibility, building trust. It's great PR. It's enhanced brand awareness, and you get a competitive advantage. I won an award and you didn't.
The other appeal is how customers perceive these best of recognitions. You know, we all want to be named best burger place in town
Yeah.
because
I
we
sure
know,
do.
yeah, we know that our customers are going to be, for one, they're prideful if they love coming to our restaurant already. They're like, oh my gosh, the place that I love got named
Mm-hmm.
best of.
Mm-hmm.
But also for potential customers, people that haven't come in, the thought process being it's going to drive them, it's going to push them over the edge to come in and try our burger because
Yeah.
we have that stake, in the
Yes,
ground.
absolutely. This is
It's
best.
steak, STAKE, not STEAK.
Yeah, we're a burger place, not a steak place. What I was going to say is this is a great time to remember your community and your brand evangelists because one, they're going to be the ones to help you win this award because it's all voting based, right? And just like Vivian said, it's that pride that I'm a part of this community and
Mhm.
my community was named best of because when you have built a brand that's so strong that people are invested in what's going on, when you win an award, it's kind of like they win the award too. You know, it feels good.
That's so funny you say that's true, though. I mean, think of it this way. You go to a dentist you love, if they get recognized as best dentist,
Hmm.
by the local community newspaper, you're likely to say in conversation with someone, yeah, my dentist got the best of, right? Like
Yeah.
he's best dentist in this area.
Hmm.
The other thing, though, when you're talking about that pride, Chelsea, is I
Yeah.
do want to bring up ego versus ROI. Okay. So I think while we're talking about why it's appealing for us to compete in this type of award, right?
Hmm.
Why we want to have our name in the hat, why we want to ask our community to vote on this stuff. Um, there's a clear distinction between whether you're doing it for ego or for
Yeah.
an actual ROI,
Yeah.
okay? And I can tell you that over the years, I've seen this kind of shift where some of the businesses that maybe at the beginning were strictly doing it because they wanted to drive more customers in, it's now over the years kind of turned into like a, well, I've been voted, best
Hmm.
of the last 2, 3 years and I want to keep it. And so it's less about if they're doing it for the growth
Yeah.
as much as it's them doing it for their ego
Yeah.
or pride. And I'm not saying that, not judging,
Hmm.
right or wrong. I'm just saying I do think that's something where if you haven't participated or if you have participated in the past, just keep that in the back of your mind. Like, check in with yourself. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Right? Is it more so for because it makes me feel good? Or is it because I do think it's an important marketing initiative that can help get me more exposure or draw more interest in from potential customers?
I love that. I love that you said exposure because I want to bring up a point. Not all best of awards are created equal. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Everyone and their mama hosts a best of awards.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can think of 4 different ones in the low country right
Yeah,
now off the
and
top of my head.
and I just want to encourage you guys to keep listening to this conversation until the end where we talk about the reality of these best of awards because we're going to talk about what is the driving mechanism towards this, okay?
Yeah.
It's really not too spotlight all the really, really great businesses in our area. I know you guys are probably that rubs you the wrong way, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
It's a business, all right?
Yes.
So we're gonna talk about that later on.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely listen to this entire conversation so you can hear my beef. Okay. The problems I have. No. Uh, as I was saying, a lot of magazines and newspapers and all of that, a lot of them do their own version of best of awards. That's great. Are you relevant in that magazine? Is
Mm,
that magazine even relevant? What kind of target audience do they have? Is this something that's circulated around your area that your target audience is even going to see? That's really important because if you're going to invest time and potentially money into winning this award, and it's a small magazine that no one reads, like I'm sorry if you're a magazine owner, uh,
that no one reads.
that no one reads, but the reality is you're a small business trying to grow. Don't focus on these awards if you're not going to get in front of the right people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, and I do like that you mentioned or touched on the fact that, it it does seem like everyone
Yeah.
and their mama has one of these best of recognitions.
Yeah, well, I can give you an example. I'm not going to use any names. But this business, I was talking with this business owner, and she was telling me, yeah, this magazine reached out to me and said I won the Best of award in their magazine. And if I wanted a plaque, it'd be $300. And if I wanted a spotlight in the magazine, then I'd have to pay, I don't remember how much it was.
Oh, it's usually expensive, yeah.
Exactly. And she's like, I've never even heard of this magazine. I didn't know they had a best of awards. I mean, I guess I won it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, well, let's move on to then talking about the bigger issue, which is as a small business owner, just like with any other marketing initiative or channel that you're using to promote your business, you want to actually know that it is driving sales or business,
Yeah.
right? So let's have that conversation, Chelsea, because I
Yeah.
think this is the part where when you and I had talked about covering this as a topic, our big thing is you can buy into or get caught up in the, well, I don't want to be left out. I want my
Yes.
name to appear on this. But you guys, like Chelsea was just saying, what if it doesn't matter to your audience? What if your target audience just is unaware of the publication, doesn't really, it doesn't hold too much weight in their eyes?
Yeah, Vivian, I think best of awards are a lot less visual than people think it is.
Okay.
At least in my experience. And I would love if you're a small business that has won a Best of award, please in the comments tell us your experience. Did it drive a bunch of new sales? Like what happened? Did you feel good about it? Or did you feel like, you know what, this didn't really impact my business? I want to know your specific experience because Vivian and I are coming at this from a marketer standpoint.
Yes, and I think the thing that's kind of tainted me a little bit, to be
Mm,
honest, is um I've had experience with different markets, right? So
yes.
not just the community that we live in, but in other markets where it's the same thing. It's the same gimmick where
Yeah.
people are like reaching out saying, "You won best of this, best of that. By the way, here's your bill or here's,
Mhm.
how you can do." But sticking with the is it driving business your way? One of the things that I do think is extremely important that people don't talk enough about is great if you get recognized in one of these categories. It's almost like 75% of the responsibility in taking full advantage of this is on you as the small business owner, okay?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, so here's the thing, think of it this way. As a consumer, as an everyday human being just
Well,
walking around this world,
is that what we
I mean, we're not, but there are everyday human beings out
are?
there.
Okay, yeah, we're aliens.
Yeah,
Don't tell anyone.
exactly.
Mhm.
When you're walking around, have you ever said to yourself, let me pick up the physical magazine that lists out all of the people that have won
Yeah.
this award. I have never sought these out. Okay. Now,
I
uh,
I've done that before when I moved to Columbia when I was in college.
okay. And so you went
Because
and looked.
I went and looked because it was a new city. I didn't live in Columbia, so I wanted to know what the best of all the
Wonderful.
things were.
Well, then, and maybe then it does hold value and it does
Mhm.
drive new customers into your doors. But from my perspective, so I think that's great. I'm glad you
Well,
brought that up.
here's the thing though. That was just one touch point.
Right.
That was me saying, "Oh, okay, now I'm going to look at the 3 or the 4 and I'm going to go on Google and then I'm going to look at their social media." So like it's one touch point. Remember, we say it takes 7 to 8 touch points for someone to feel comfortable spending money with your business. This is just another touch point.
But it does get them on the list of places you're going to review.
Yes.
Right? Whereas the other
It gets
businesses
you
don't.
into consideration.
Yes. So that's great. This is something where a best of recognition then absolutely could help you. Let's say
Mhm.
with someone moving into the new community, they want to see, where do I start? Where is the best physical therapist?
Yeah.
What is the best massage place, right?
Mhm.
Let me take a look at those. So good.
Mhm.
The part of it, okay, so you get a recognition, they will actually put your name in there. They come to you and they give you the option whether you want to include ads or have some type of featured listing, okay?
Yeah.
That's going to come at a price, obviously.
Mhm.
Let's say you skip that and you're like, I don't need to add in that publication.
Yep.
Great. Now you have a listing in the publication.
Yeah.
Great. Publication goes out. They promote that, the
Mhm.
magazine or the publisher does. What do you do next? That's all
Mhm.
they do.
Yeah.
Okay, they
Yeah.
don't go in there and then give you, like, additional spotlights throughout the year
Mm-mm.
for anything else. Now you are the one responsible for actually promoting or utilizing the emblem that they
Yeah.
allow you to use. So that is another thing that could potentially drive business, right? They give
Mhm.
you access to the emblem. You could put it on all of your future marketing material.
Yeah.
All right. But that depends on how much you're going to push it. If you're going to
Mhm.
include it in your future ads, if you're going to share it on social media. So 75% of the work is going to be on you
Yeah.
to fully tap into this opportunity.
Absolutely. And Vivian, can you let us know, does it cost usually money to use the emblem? Like, do they charge you or what?
No. Okay. So typically what will happen is you'll get an email or you'll get a phone call or a visit from a rep. And they say, by the way, your business is in the running for best of in this particular category.
Mhm.
I'm going to tell you in the reality section how that gets hairy sometimes. Okay. So just
Mhm.
wait, put a pin in that. Um, so they'll notify you you're in the running. You're probably going to be in the running with maybe like 3 other businesses.
Mhm.
Okay. And what they're going to ask you to do is like, hey, be sure you tell people to vote, right?
Yeah.
So then you go to your social media. This is before you've won anything.
Mhm.
You go to your social media, maybe you utilize email, you reach out to your customers and say, hey, be sure you vote for us to be the
Mhm.
best of in this category. Here's the link where you could cast your vote. Now, I want to say,
Mhm.
just understand that when you share that link with somebody, yes, they can cast a vote. Usually, they have to submit their email address to cast the vote.
Yeah.
What is this doing on the back end? It's growing the publisher's email list.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
And okay, that's fine. They cast a vote. Then they get back to you and they say, Vivian, by the way, your business won first place. You are best of in this category.
Yeah.
Or, hey, by the way, Vivian, you got runner up.
Mm.
Be sure that you double check whatever they're sending you so that you understand if you got first place or if you got runner up. Because
Yeah.
I'll tell you, in my experience, sometimes that's a little confusing where I'm like, wait a second, are you saying I didn't get first place or are you saying I got first place? All right, so be clear about that.
Mhm.
If you get first place, you're allowed to use that best of,
Yes.
okay? Because you got voted number one.
Mhm.
If you got runner up or, second runner-up,
Mhm.
you're not allowed to use the emblem.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. Love
So
that.
now there are other ways around it where, you could use verbiage to say, runner-up in, 2025
Mhm.
best of whatever category.
Mhm.
I don't recommend doing that just because it's a lot of
Yeah.
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 So either use the emblem when you get first place
Or maybe don't mention it.
or don't mention it.
Don't
Yeah.
mention that you lost. First loser. No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Your marketing really scared me. No, it's fine. I just have some thoughts, but I can't share them with you unless you join the S.O.B community. You won't just get my professional opinion, but also Vivian's and other small business owners like you sharing their thoughts. That's weekly accountability, but don't get spooked. If you can't make a weekly call, you'll get access in our membership dashboard to the recording, along with a discussion forum that's accessible 24/7. Visit school.com/SOB to sign up today to get instant access and weekly support. That's SKOOL.com/SOB. Okay, Vivian, let's talk about the
I
bad.
think this is going to be the controversial part of the
This
discussion.
is probably going to be the controversial part of the discussion. And that's why I'm asking small business owners with experience winning best of awards, please in the comments tell us your experience, because this is the reality that we see.
Yes.
Okay? It's a money game.
Yeah. So remember, we had said the first thing being, if you send that link to anybody, if you encourage them to go vote, they are going to have to submit their email address,
Yeah.
which grows the publication's email list. So now they're on
Mhm.
that email list. That's fine. We're all about people, promoting. We love
Mhm.
email lists.
Yeah, we
So,
love email marketing.
yes, they're taking advantage of that, which is
Mhm.
great. What kind of gets me is the
Mm.
following. In my experience
Mhm.
over the years, when they first started doing this, it was a way for publishers to try and increase revenue into the publication because you guys, I don't know if you realize this, print isn't as exciting as it once was, and it's not used as much as it once was,
Mhm.
meaning they had to make up for the cost they were losing in paper subscriptions.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And they have started to do events. You'll
Mhm.
notice they have started to do these best of awards because the money comes in where you don't have to pay to participate, and you could easily win first place and say, "Hey, I'll just thank you. I'll take my first place
Mhm.
recognition. I'll use that emblem in my future advertising and, marketing
Mhm.
collateral, but I don't want to place an ad." You
Yeah.
can easily turn it down, okay? There's no
Mhm.
problem with that. What I have found though is every single time we have won a best of award, there has been a heavy push to then buy um, a full page ad, a half page ad, a
Mhm.
quarter page ad, which
Any amount of ad.
yes, which they then increase the price because this is a quote unquote special publication. It's
Yeah.
not, it's outside of their normal run, right? So
Mhm.
they're able to kind of tell you that they're offering it at a premium price, right?
Mhm.
All right. And then they do include digital stuff in
Yeah.
there. Hey, we'll name you on this website. We'll include
Mhm.
this amount of digital ads. So, small business owner, hear me out. Just like you negotiate everything else, you can go in and try to negotiate on these parts. They may not be as willing for something like this, but just know that is an option.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is the push for ads starts even before that. It starts when, oh, you're in the running.
Yes.
You're in the running. Well, for you to win, purchase this ad, and we'll put it in the section where people are voting so that they'll see you.
Yes, this is a kind of what they call a premium listing or a
Mhm.
featured listing, okay? And you're
Yeah.
absolutely correct, and thank you for reminding me of
Yeah.
that because
This
they
one makes me the angry.
yes, this is what they do. They'll say, "Hey, by the way, Vivian, your business, you're competing against 3 other businesses.
Mhm.
If you want us to put an actual photo or whatever design you want in your listing to make you
Yeah.
stand out,
Mhm.
then you can pay us $500,
Yeah.
right? And we'll go ahead and our team will design it. You'll have a little thing, and it does serve as an ad. And
Mhm.
so understand that what they're banking on and the appeal that they're coming to you with is the fact that, for one, if lots of people are going to be voting, they're going to land on this page, right?
Yeah.
But this comes to my other beef with all of this.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys have realized that now there is a best of category for everything, every single little thing.
Yeah.
And let me give you a real life example. And I know you guys can go check this out in your own community or with whatever publication, is in your neighborhood
Mhm.
that's pushing this. They're getting so granular in the titles or in the categories that, let's take, for example, this is one I've seen. There was
Mm.
discussion in our community about best bakery.
Okay.
But it went more granular. They actually had best sourdough bakery and then best, and so you see what I'm saying? They're getting so granular that it's
Mhm.
like, okay, well, all this means is that the more granular they go, the more opportunity they have for money,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so that means that almost then for me, the allure of
Mhm.
having this be something that is actually recognition based
Mhm.
goes away, and then it becomes, well, every business on the corner now has a best of because they've gotten so granular with the category.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Exactly.
yeah, and I understand, a part of me understands it because maybe there is a distinction, but this would be like best photographer category,
Mhm.
okay? You win the best in that in a certain area, and that's a really big deal.
Yeah.
They go super granular, best maternity photographer. Okay, even then, yeah, that's
Mhm.
pretty good. How do you get even more granular than that?
I mean, best wedding photographer, best family portraits, best portrait photographer.
Right. And
Yeah.
so it goes on and on. And so
Best October 31st with the full moon photographer.
yeah. So it can actually get I think that's where it starts to maybe dilute some of that award based
Mhm.
or just the allure that comes with it.
Yeah. So there's a lot of money and a lot of sometimes politics involved.
Yes. Oh, can we also go
Mhm.
ahead?
No, go ahead.
Well, can we also talk about the fact that there's always an event that goes with it, you guys?
That's what I was about to say. So let's say you win. That's great. You want a plaque? That's going to cost you money. Oh, we have an
Sometimes
event.
they do the plaques for free.
Sometimes, yes, sometimes they do it for free. It depends on the brand,
Yes.
on the business. But you could possibly have to pay. Then they have the party. Oh, we're celebrating all of the people who won best of. You got to pay and be involved in that too.
Well, and where they try to promote there is not just in the tickets, but getting a table, right?
Yep.
And so what they will typically do is they'll have an event and then they'll say, "Hey, bring your whole team out, get a table, Oh, by the way, that's going to cost you $1,000."
Mhm.
And unpopular opinion, I often look at all the photos and all that, and I've had friends that have gone to these things.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth the money. That's just
Yeah.
me personally. Because, yeah, you go in there, you get to have a good time. Maybe you take a photo op behind their backdrop. They
Mhm.
usually now do themed. So, like,
Oh.
rock and roll
Mhm.
80s or pirates or roaring 20s or whatever it is. So, it is a fun, good time for you to go out and celebrate the recognition. It does come at a cost.
Yeah.
And, if you're left a little yearning for more, don't be surprised.
Yeah. That's a great point. So, Vivian, I after this entire reality conversation, I just want to remind everyone, we are not saying don't bother. If you want to win that best of award, I love that for you. I hope you win it. Just know that there's possibly money that's gonna have to be involved, or it might not be so cut and dry as just people voting. Like, just know the background.
Yeah, I'll tell you what really chapped me one time was
Mm.
we didn't get best of, we got runner up,
Okay.
second place. And the email I got was, "Hey, you got second place. want to place an ad? Here's the, and I'm like, what am I going to do with the, and then the other thing of it is like, I just don't know if you're talking to me as a small business owner and you're asking, could you use those funds elsewhere and get a better return on investment? I would say yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And that could simply be, I'm not saying decline the win. By all means, if you win one of these, use it to your advantage. Get all the mileage you can out of it. But that isn't really going to come by placing an ad in their publication for their results, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be out of you using that emblem and putting it and blasting it on all of your stuff in that following year, right? So that's where I think I just kind of differ in my stance on stuff like that. And I'll be honest with you, when I see people posting about we won the best of this and that, voting can be it would be one thing
Okay.
if you said to me, hey, we sent out a survey amongst people in the community, random residents, and we asked them to cast their ballot or their vote for the businesses on here. You won best of.
Yeah.
I would be like, cool, everybody in that community is voting for this person. It's backed by a community. When you kind of just say like, hey, we're throwing up this poll, and then you're encouraging small business owners to push it out to their people, it becomes a little more of a popularity contest, not really attached to like whether or not you're actually the best in that
Well,
category.
that's a really great point.
Because
And
then,
also,
then you tell your family, your friends, your customers, people that already, you know what I mean?
yeah, no, exactly. And also the whole you have to leave your email.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to do that. So they're just not going to vote.
Yeah, true.
I'm unfortunately one of those people. I am not giving these publications my email. No, I know you. I'm not doing it.
So I think that really does kind of wrap up our discussion.
Yeah. Do you want to do the TLDL?
Well, why don't we remind them, though, if you do participate?
Yes. Okay. Do that first.
If you do participate, we want you to understand that this is a marketing tactic. It is not a validation of excellence. I know I'm going to catch so much grief for it, okay? Marketing tactic, okay?
Yeah.
And just like any other marketing tactic, you're here to promote your business, to drive more sales. Take full advantage of it. If you get voted best of, take full advantage of it. The other thing is that leverage it strategically, all right?
Yeah.
So if you win, put it on your social media, your website, your email, make it work for you. And then the last thing, don't overinvest. Do not feel like you have to, just because you won an award, you have to go in and get a big sponsorship or a table at the event, unless it is something that truly aligns with what you're wanting to do. For example, I know some small business owners that they look forward to this every year because they use it as a way to keep their employees engaged and excited. So what they do is, I actually had a conversation with a friend. This business owner would every year, if they won a best of category, they would give a small bonus to their employees and they would get a table, so then they could all have a night out together with the team celebrating their win. If that aligns with what you're looking to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. But we just don't want you to feel compelled or feel like now you have to say yes to spending $1,200 extra dollars and you weren't, planning on doing that. I love that.
Okay. TLDL. So if you skipped ahead to this section, I'm going to give you a brief summary of what we talked about today, but go listen to the entire conversation. Today, we talked about best of awards. We talked about the appeal of them and why they can be useful marketing tactics, for example, increasing visibility and trust, stuff like that. It can, drive sales. It really depends on what you do with the award if you win it. And we also talked about the reality of these awards and how sometimes it's more of a money game and a politics game and a popularity contest, not necessarily a, what did you say, of excellence?
Oh, validation of excellence.
Validation of excellence. Okay. I really liked that phrase. So, again, make sure you listen to this entire conversation. Thank you for listening. If you got all the way to here and you've been listening, then make sure you leave us a 5-star review. Make sure you're subscribed or followed, whatever works best for whatever platform you're on, and share this with other small business owners so that we can help everyone feel good about marketing themselves in house on their own. So go be the best SOB you can be.